Hi there, hyper-focused, unfocused, or normally focused people. Today, I'm going to talk about the main symptoms of ADHD. They're separated into two categories according to the DSM-5 manual, that is inattention and hyperactivity and impulsivity. So let's start with the inattention symptoms. Inability to pay attention to details or making careless mistakes is the first one on the list. My grandma does this all the time. My girlfriend does it as well. I, on the other hand, am pretty attentive to detail, and same is my dad. Next is holding your attention on tasks. Both my granny and my girlfriend have a big trouble with that. I sometimes exhibit it too, but not too often. Next one is not listening when spoken to. My girlfriend is guilty of it, my granny as well, and I do it very infrequently. Then it's not following through with instructions. I am very good with instructions, but again, my grandma and my girlfriend fail miserably here. Often has trouble organizing tasks and activities. Yep, this is indeed a trouble for my love and for my granny. I also include my dad here and I exclude myself. Keeping attention on time consuming tasks. I can handle this to some extent, but I tend to struggle with it, and same is my grandma. My poor girlfriend, on the other hand, has the biggest struggle here. She's overwhelmed just by the amount of effort and devotion there is to put in certain tasks. Often loses things. I never lose things. And I always go and find whatever stuff my grandma and my girlfriend have lost again and again and again. They keep losing shit all the time, every day, all day. Is often easily distracted. I haven't seen a more distracted person than my girlfriend. Given that I don't really interact with a lot of people. But yeah, anyway, I have to bring her attention back to whatever is happening constantly. My beloved grandma is quite often the same. My dad does it too, though he's the mildest of them. Overall score is my dad and I don't really have enough points to qualify for the inattentive side of ADHD. But my grandma and my girlfriend just blow the competition out. Now come the hyperactivity and impulsivity symptoms. And this is where I shine. Often fidgets or taps hands and feet or squirms in seat. I can never sit comfortably. It takes me a while to get accustomed to sitting for shooting a video as well. Girlfriend and granny are pretty chill here with this symptom. And my dad also fidgets a lot. Next hyperactivity symptom is leave seat in situations when remaining seated is expected. My dad and I again. And guess what? If it's a super official meeting or conference that this is strictly not allowed, our fidgeting gets out of control. And we constantly look at the time as well to see when this is gonna end. My girlfriend exhibits that every so often, and same as my grandma. By the way, I'm talking about my grandma on my dad's side. She has ADHD, and my other grandma and my mom are just autistic. Restlessness is the next symptom of hyperactivity, if I can summarize it like that. I am restless all the time and I have this constant need for stimulation that makes me go around like I have ants in my pants. My girlfriend has this too, and my grandma as well. And my dad also, but he's probably better at either handling it or hiding it. Often unable to take part in leisure activities, quietly is the next. I actually tend to do that quite well. I guess my autism and my need for calming down my anxiety and sensory overload win here. My grandma and my girlfriend can chill quietly as well. However, my dad often has a hard time staying in quiet relaxation. Is often on the go or acting as if driven by a motor is the following. Here, I am pretty mild as I like to cool down frequently, not to be overloaded by sensory stimuli or social interaction. My girlfriend is like that as well. My grandma and my dad are alike on this one though, and they're quite the opposite of me and my girlfriend. I've seen my grandma watering plants at night and I've asked her what she's doing. And she would tell me she just had the idea and figured she could water them late at night. Yeah, she can't stay without doing anything. Often talks excessively. God, I wish I could pause that sometimes. I speak so much and I often share too much information, and afterwards I feel guilty about it. My dad also info dumps every once in a while, but I think he has gotten better in keeping it to himself. My grandma is like me. She talks whatever comes to mind and she jumps from topic to topic in a split second. My girlfriend is pretty quiet most of the times, but she has her moments every once in a while. We've reached the last three criteria, which indicate impulsivity. Often blurts out an answer before the question is completed. Yes, 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 and yes. My grandma, especially. And I'm the next. Then is my girlfriend, and my dad is, I guess, a bit more relaxed on this one, though he does it pretty often. Often has trouble waiting turns. All of us again. I think the impulsivity symptoms are my favorite ones. They're so funny sometimes. So, why do we have trouble waiting turns? Well, you have to say it, otherwise, you would forget, right? Just joking. It's very rude for other people. Gotta learn how to listen first and learn how to have patience waiting in lines. God, the last one is just ridiculous sometimes. I fidget all the time waiting in lines. And last but not least, often interrupts or intrudes on others. People get mad at me for this constantly. I interrupt people all the time. My girlfriend and my grandma, on the other hand, often intrude on activities rather than interrupt a conversation. They can't really wait patiently when somebody's doing something slowly. My dad, I guess, is the easiest on that. But he does intrude often and interrupts people a bit when he's impatient for something. In this competition, the winner is my grandma. Well, it's actually a tie between her and dad, but she exhibits the symptoms much more often than him. My girlfriend and I also tie here with 7 out of 9 compared to 8 out of 9 for dad and for granny. So, overall score My girlfriend and my grandma lack attention and are hyperactive and impulsive. Meanwhile, my dad and I are only hyperactive and impulsive. We pay attention to everything. Yeah, just kidding. This is it for this video, folks. I hope you enjoyed me explaining the main ADHD symptoms using my loved ones as an example. I hope to see you next time, and may peace be with you.